OG's turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our opening day of main stage action here for MDL. It's OG taking on Newbee in a best-of-3 showdown. Our first look at the second seed from Group B to get things kicked off here. We are in the winner's bracket, and with that, I'll welcome my co-captain. God, how you doing?
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, so we will try to bring little bits from the Chinese stream where possible, but it's pretty laggy, to be honest. The platform is really meant for the audience over there and doesn't have to turn a firewall. So if we can get any good camera shots, anything interesting, we'll do so. They had a cool Roshan model, kind of hovering gods. I don't know if you got to check that out. Yeah. Hey, well, you know where it's always sunny. It's always nice. Right here in LA. Oh, it is also always sunny in Philadelphia. It's a different kind of sun, though. It's a metaphorical kind. Yeah, here we go. So, draft underway. We are going to see the OD first pick for Newbee. This is something that Ono was running a lot of in the group stage gods, but I think it might be the first time he plays something else, I want to say, for OG. I want to say he's played OD almost every game, but I'm going to try to check that out. So what do you think so far? Earth Spirit actually head. Bat Rider also. Bat Rider's a pretty high value pick for this event, and successful wave casting, but overall the stats still he's like 8-2 in 10 games so far at the event. Apparently, God doesn't like Bat Rider. I'm sure just see this Microsoft guys. So we'll have to see what we look to report here. Generally, we'll be looking for one of those support. Will be for now, and I think we got her back. So we're not going to see on the OD. Every game that I've been able to dig through, he has been on OD. I'm still trying to confirm if that's the only hero he's played yet at this event. It's it looks like he did play the Morphlane, so it's not his only hero, but it's definitely been a go-to. So maybe a bit of block pick from Newbee in some ways.
Reserve time.
Yeah. So do you like this from Newbee? Trying to get away from him and forcing OG to do something different? Kunko to follow this up, so Newbee obviously the Astral, a great setup for the Torrent, and gives you the solid team fight potential. Also, maybe a way to deal with the Bat Rider if he tries to drag your teammate away, you can just X him back. So, Terrorblade will not be banned by OG heading into the second phase. There are some ways to deal with the Terrorblade still out there, but I think recognizing Newbee, they don't have a way to see objectives right now. That is definitely one of OG's biggest weaknesses.
OG's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Not banned out. Now, often nowadays when we see that Naga ban, leads you to wonder if there's maybe a faceless void brewing. Not really like a super go-to hero for Newbee, but we haven't seen a lot of teams like EG comes to mind have a lot of success trying to run the Naga against the Void. Could just be a casual ban, I suppose. We'll have to wait and see. And not the Juggernaut. OG.
10 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I see what did there.
Reserve time.
It must be that that Australian winter doing good for you. Tell me a little bit about Ona, because I know a lot of people, they may have seen him play, they don't know too much about him. What's his story? Any interesting tidbits you know about the Aussie?
OG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oops.
Reserve time.
Vengeful spirits.
Newbee's turn to pick.
Well, the Venge now grabs, so a Bat Rider counter removed from the pool, this time by being selected here.
5 seconds.
As you see, S4 scratching his head a bit, has made that transition to the off lane for this new OG roster with Ona taking over mid. So, have you gotten a chance to see him much in the off lane gods? Thoughts on S4 making that adjustment as the draft kind of slows down a bit here? What is Newbee one here? Still looking for that KP hero, almost certainly a Kunkka support. And they will be needing another core to round things out. Anything in particular jump out at you? They have like some answers to the Bat Rider, but I wouldn't say they're great by any means.
Faceless void.
Well, there's the wave.
OG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Morphling.
Newbee's turn to pick.
So, Morphling picked up, no proper disable for him. You still can get that Morpho Cross here, there's no silences, any silences, no really reliable lock to any kind of Morphling. Seems interesting game so far.
Reserve time.
Weaver.
OG's turn to ban.
Good laning hero versus the Bat Rider. Someone who's very difficult to kill, and I guess similarly, OG are not particularly adept at bringing down a Weaver, but so often what we do see with the Weaver picks gods is might have a good lane, but if they don't like snowball for kills, later on you just don't have the impact of a Morphling. I guess the good news for Newbee though is they do OD, they have Void, and even the Kunkka, pretty strong scaling support. So it's not like they're entirely relying on this Weaver to carry the game by himself.
Newbee's turn to
Oh man, I'm getting his love. And you don't really want to be getting a defusal on Morphling.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And the thing is, I think they could be super B with their supports, because OD, Void, Weaver are very self-sufficient. All three of them difficult to gank, have good laning presence, and Newbee now moving to their last. They are going to ban out the Razor, probably the best remaining hero to match up against an OD mid. So they are expecting that S4 offlane bat, as you suggested, and trying to limit the options to deal with this OD.
Yeah, and I guess the nice thing about the Morphling is that you can run him mid if you really want, or you can play him in the safe lane. Ooh, there's a Lion pick. I guess to help good against the replicate.
Yeah, good against the
damage.
Morphling himself as well, with the Hex if you can get it off, and gives you some damage to pump into the Chrono. So I like the Lion pick here.
Chuan's spirit will live on in this Newbee team, even as he's gone.
The roar.
Yeah,
Man,
the
there's some
signature
great
Chuan line.
photos of Chuan from back in the day where he looked like a roaring lion in the booth at TI.
I thought you were talking about the
major
Photoshop,
events.
the Photoshop ones with his
Oh,
face on the lion or the Enchantress.
There's some quality memes as well. We're all about the quality memes here at Beyond the Summit.
This is, in a lot of ways, a signature hero for No-Tail. He's one of the players who's probably played Death Prophet more than most, and I'd say it's like one of his best heroes straight up. It gives them some good objective taking. They've got a great way to take towers, to take Roshan, the ultimate. They are going to have to play around cooldown of the Death Prophet, but that's like the one big core. Like you've got 3 big ultimates, you have to always wait around less, so it's pretty high uptime. Morphling can just be farming, pushing lanes, and then you can group up, take objectives when you have the assist.
So players now selecting their heroes. We're going to see teams enter the field of battle soon. I keep on trying to show the Chinese stream, but it only works for like 5 seconds, then it goes to a solid 3 frames per second. So if we can't get that, guys, we may just occasionally show you the camera shot. Probably going to limit it. So guys, overall, get the 2 drafts. You mentioned this is a good no-tail hero. It feels like a pretty good Morphling game, not as much so now the line's been picked. Do you favor either draft?
Ooh, I mean, Newbee's draft is a lot more of what we've been seeing. It's very stable. They sure they don't have any issues really executing their draft. OG's is a bit more of that mystery factor around the Death Prophet. So I want to say this is looking like a solid Death Prophet game. The Death Prophet beat normally by burst damage. Like you want to kill her quickly when she's got exorcism up, and that's something Newbee lack outside of maybe the Finger of Death, I guess you could say. But even
OG
that is not as
if
reliable.
he's farmed, I guess. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good Death Prophet game. So I want to say OG have done really well with this overall last pick of the draft, and that's one of the benefits of being second pick is when you can get a hero at the very end of the draft that can just win you the game, and that's what Death Prophet would be for OG.
All right, guys, your opening winner bracket match for this series is going to play the winner of EGC. That match will be coming up directly after this series. Total of 4 best-of-3s today. At the end of the day, 2 teams will be going home, as we've got 2 lower bracket showdowns to round out the day's menu of Dota. So, wards have been planted. Jerax did scout out this observer and plop down mid. We'll deploy the sentry to deward it. So early on, looks like OG going to have a slight edge here when it comes to the vision game, and it wouldn't be a game of Dota without a pause. Oh, gods, we haven't really been having many up until today, but when you hit the main stage, that's where, the jitter come out, maybe more like tech issues to sort out, and we'll have a moment here to evaluate the landing setup.
That's right. I'm feeling more comfortable. We started a good 15 minutes late today. This is much more BTS in our natural habitat.
Yeah, I was really losing my bearings the last couple of days, but now all is right with the world. I have time to go cook myself a nice dinner, crack open a brew, get ready to enjoy
we were like 2 hours
Dota.
ahead of schedule yesterday with the group stages, because we had 3.5 hours for each BO3. We had a fast 2 hour, and then well, I guess our next series is starting 2 hours early. Oh, okay.
I gotta tell you, I really don't think nowadays that you need 3.5 hours for most Dota, unless you have like horrible tech issues. the game is just faster on average, and it seems like teams have gotten a little more used to, you know, quick turnarounds and not taking those like 20-30 minute smoke breaks in between games. And I don't think I've seen the series go 3.5 hours unless it's a game, you know, like 60 to 80. Quite, I mean, the average game length has actually drawn down over the past year.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see if that maybe accepts. Like I finally like seeing like team. I feel like his teams, Secret, all Cloud9 always have these longer games, but those are the exceptions. Maybe if you have NV play, you're like, okay, we'll give an extra 10% longer for this match to play. But
yeah, even that one Secret game at TI that they played was super long in the end. So that's the fall short. Unfortunately, a new day for a new Secret roster. So NoTail going to grab the bounty rune here. Key will get his. So it looks like they are going to be sending up to the safe lane for now, playing the Morph lane. And they are going to run the Death Prophet mid. So DP versus OD. You are going to have a relative free farm Morph lane as he's going to be given a defensive trial to start things off. And that is going to leave the Bat Rider in a tough lane, Gods. S4 up against a duel lane with a Weaver Lion. This is a very good harassing lane versus the Bat.
Yeah, Bat. Not gonna have much fun, and that's the nice thing about the Weaver pick is he's a safe lane carry that zones and harasses really well. So you don't have to commit a tri-lane to deal with this Bat Rider. And from level 1, they're gonna look to try push him out of the lane.
Oh, that early roll forward, Jerax, pretty wild miss there. But now, of course, jig is up. All 3 OG heroes have been seen in the lane. So do you see much kill potential here for OG running the tri-lane, or is this to you just more about like the Morph lane's early farm?
Secure the Morphling farm. You're not. Void has Time Walk. Kunkka has very high base armor. Kunkka's going to be sitting back as well to protect the Void. So it's going to take a overextension from Newbee for OG to get a kill in this lane. And also OG ideally need like level 2, level 3 before they reach their true kill potential in this lane. They just want to try and get owner some farm, back pull a bit, deny some XP from KP. But right now the lane pretty solid for them.
Wow, they do roll up KP, and it's the level 1 Time Walk, so pretty long cooldown here. Needs to be a little more careful while he waits for the cooldown to come back, but in the meantime, OG are going to swing around for a second maneuver, and now KP needs to back away, trying to help this out. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. The boulders roll through, but nothing else to cancel the TP. Just calmly getting back to the tower, and he is getting the experience in the lane, so Newbee, all things considered, have to be pretty happy with this.
Yeah. Hey, that looks like it looks like, oh, KP, you shouldn't have stayed there for long, but he trades 50 gold for the TP scroll to like get a bit of extra XP and maybe even a last hit out of playing that aggressive. Yeah. So
did have to salve as well, but is still getting a lot of experience.
And it's mana. Like OG suddenly used up a decent chunk of their mana. That was the second stun from Fly. Jerax, he doesn't have to clarity just yet, but Fly's been forced to use one of his clarities. So just doing anything to disrupt and keep the supports busy. Often your job as an offlaner.
So it's a very kind of plotting start to the game here. We are going to see Faith move towards mid, and well, maybe good try for NoTail. He does have the torrent, but NoTail with the uphill vision, courtesy of this observer ward, he sees all, and Faith is not going to be able to easily catch him out. Though you do have that astral setup, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look like there will be a kill, Gods. So I guess looking like at the 2 overall lineups, what do you see as the main strategy for each team once we get towards the mid and the late game?
Well, for OG, it's going to be taking fights, smoking up. Oh, bottom lane, they're going to look for a S4 quickly. This one is going to be close, but not right.
Yeah, but this is the power of the Weaver. Just tough for a Bat Rider to lay against.
But yeah, OG, they're looking to take objectives around the DP ultimate, like level mid roll and mid.
Trying to go on S3C, and they will get him with the roll into a kick. Good job there by Jerax on the rotation. And did he smoke for that?
He TP'd. He just reckoned he saw an opportunity where OD pushed a bit far up and just TP'd in. I think they're used to harass, so NoTail like, man, I'll blow him with a bit of stuff in, you roll, because you know, no Astral.
Wow, that's a big play. And it gets things going now as they have Ona farming well on Morphling there with the Weaver. But KP is getting a lot out of the offlane, guys. 15 CS on him, Faith getting experience. I have not seen a Void get this far, especially against a tri-lane in a long time.
Yeah, this is one of the Weaver's Avengers support. for sure. He's just not the best zoning support, even when you're off with the trial. That thing, they started with a trial lane and they can't this void. Yeah, Jarek's just went mid lane, but that TP's sitting at this top lane outside of that TP mid. So, laning wise, Newbee getting a lot more, I mean, a little bit more out of the lanes, because Bat's getting a decent off lane as well.
No tail going in with the Spirit Siphon, and that is going to usher S3C away for the time being, but still has to be careful about Faith making his moves.
Yeah.
This Observer Ward is going to expire fairly soon, and then No-Tail will be playing quite a bit in the dark, and it will also, of course, be nighttime. They're going to try for the Torrent now. Will connect on No-Tail. The Spirit Siphon going. Can they really kill him off through this? They're going to try for it. They'll need a follow-up Torrent. They just don't have the firepower, but still doing a good job at harassing him and keeping the farm advantage. OD now 21-11 to the only 15-6 of No-Tail.
I think one of the areas where DP did fall off in that mid lane, just having a lot less as far as early game laning firepower, the nerfs to the Spirit Siphon, meaning that this hero just isn't as strong as it used to be. But they're going to come in again looking for No-Tail.
Nice setup on No-Tail. Jarex is here to try and turn things. Gets the long range roll with the Spirit Siphon. It's a quick and decisive counter gank into a kill. Jarex making the plays on the Earth Spirit again. I mean,
is anyone surprised?
It shouldn't surprise anyone, but this time he's doing it under a new banner. As he has assumed the green, not the blue.
Normally you'll see like the Earth Spirit being the one playing around the mid lane with the setup, but it's No-Tail just baiting them in. He's like, okay, they're going to go on me. I see them coming with this Observer Ward, and he's just ready. He knows Jarex is behind there ready to turn it around, and when that Astral's on cooldown, No-Tail and Jarex just have a lot of kill potential on this OD, and that's twice now SCC kind of fell for the same trick, thinking he can kill No-Tail, but Jarex was just there waiting.
Did see KP opt for a Reign of Hell. Are we expecting Vanguard this game? Is he considering a Battle Fury or Lincoln's Rush? Maybe the Shadow build from TI?
I have no clue. This is not what I'd expect offlane Void. Normally you see like the Vlad's Blink or just get some treads or something. The Ring of Health is unusual choice for sure. Battle Fury, I'd say almost certainly not going to be the item. It's whether it's Lincoln's or a Vanguard, I guess. But being in the offlane, I'd say more likely just a Vanguard.
Yeah, I mean, they do have... that Shadow build is amazing, but generally when he would go for it, he had free farm. As they make another move on the mid lane, Jarex rolling into the Boulder Smash. Does manage to hit S3C with that second spell, and now turning onto No-Tail. They get the rotation from Kaka. Can they kill up the Set Prophet? Is level 6 already. Very tanky. The Banish actually going to help keep him alive. I don't know if they had the firepower to bring him down. The whole complement of nukes gets used. Torrent coming through. Will connect on Fly, but do they have the follow-up damage? They need a little bit more. It's just giving him one regular auto attack. Even U9 joining the fray. He has another Sakuchi available. Jarex trying to roll out. Doesn't get very far, though, as he's banished mid-roll and sent packing. Almost certainly going down. So U9 snags the double. But this does leave S4 happily hitting creeps in the bottom lane.
Yeah, S4's looking really happy. I mean, we talked about how well the Void's doing. This bat has even more CS than the Void. Equals bottle, gold. S4 is just doing fantastic here as far as what he's getting out of the lane. And this is meant to be against a Weaver who can zone him instantly. Has the Blightstone, has Points and Swarm. But S4 having a very good start. A dangerous play to give a good start too.
Yeah, and he is they're really their only reliable mid-game initiation. Past a certain point, it's tough to start the fights with the Earth Spirit, so they will be counting on that timely Blink Dagger, which he's well on track for now.
It looks like the answer to the KP mysteries, he's going to go for a casual hood, by the way.
Okay.
It's a lot. It's mostly magic damage, so why not? It's a huge amount of damage block as far as having being able to activate it, and also just the lowering the amount of damage you're taking as well.
Yeah, speaking of KP, he does have Chrono here, but nobody looking like they have any interest in coming to this lane, and he gets quite nervous as daytime will now begin, but has already made his way back to the tower. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing is, I guess it could be a Vlad's and then you build something else with the Reign of Health. We'll have to see. But it's a lot of regen for now. It seems like KP really wants to be able to stay in this lane.
Yeah, he's even got the Poor Man's Shield Quelling Blade, which suggests he just wants to play a farming style in the off lane, be able to soak up the harass while farming a lot. You can even jungle quite well with this build, so he's in strong shape to not get taken down by a gank.
Are you jinxing him here? Jarex wants to go.
You know, that's normally what happens here.
There's the roll forward. He gets off the silence. Perfect chain stun with the waveform, and the caster's curse continues to flex its muscles.
Yeah, they had the observer ward for vision, so they could see him from that T1 tower ward farming up that camp, and Jarex, of course, being the Earth Spirit he is, hits the silence while he's rolling, and easy kill.
Oh, no tail. Just going to work with the Spirit Siphon. Has another one available and lets it go, forcing S3C to disengage and head all the way back to the well. No tail, just having a grand old time in this mid lane. He is a bit down on CS, but having those 2 assists and considering the amount of pressure he was under, he's got his levels. And he's built very defensively, grabbing the infused raindrops and completing the magic wand here. So just very difficult here right now with the Spirit Siphon active.
Well, they're smoking around this mid lane. They want to perhaps try and find Faith or the returning OD.
Meanwhile, bottom also, move onto S4. They do see that Batrider. Can't do quite enough damage to bring him down, but they're going to zone him back, as you mentioned. Jarex sweeping around from the side, but look who's here to break that smoke. It's KP. Doesn't have vision, unfortunately. He's right there on the other side of the trees. He does get hit by the boulder smash, but that 2-hero chrono comes out. Doesn't catch Kaka, who also has a finger available. He zaps the long-range fly down, swats him, and that will be 2 supports quickly slain.
That's one of those plays which would just look so much better from like dire vision or vision, because KP suddenly, whoa, I just rolled on fog, and the Earthspirit like, wait, why did my roll stop? Why didn't the DOD? He doesn't neither they're next to each other. They're just like touching hands basically through the trees, and suddenly you've rolled onto the wrong target, set up a 2-man chrono.
Yeah, that was a disastrous situation, and now we're looking for a bit. No, it's going to get caught out in the middle. The roll cover dodge, see what's the back, the boulder smash, also there. Another, the silence comes. And then with the infusion, it just doesn't matter. Still going down.
Yeah, they got delivered after the damage had been done on the courier, so.
Yeah, didn't actually get the proc that he needed. May have died anyway, though.
Yeah, I think he luckily was regardless.
So they're going to give this bottom lane to fly now.
They want level 6 on the Kunkka, and well, Lion, he hit level 6 recently, he's used Finger, so playing around level 6 Kunkka and Lion means having those options, because that's when they've got the burst damage to fit into Death Prophet. Being able to take DP on and burst out during the XM is always going to be key. Even just having burst damage to dump into the Chronosphere, like that Chronosphere works because they have the Finger of Death there and the Lion to impale as well.
Jarex rolling in again. KP playing rather still the boulder smash gonna find him, and with the waveform brew, OG still managing to kill Ana. Oh no, just gonna TP out as Zu9 gives chase. Jarex planting on a sentry and then juking through the trees. Doesn't have a teleport scroll. I'm not sure they
kill that much. It's like pretty sure there's some aggressive play.
He does now have the magnetize. He's gonna make that play. Rolls on in with Ana to help him out. The silence coming through. Waveform over the top. Can they get the kill? Oh, the Dragon Lance is enough. Now they can look to turn it. Jarex could be in full here. Sakuchi. He's a bit too sketchy to actually take that fight. While Mew on the bottom lane, the Blink debut straight onto base, dropping him low, not finishing him off again as he immolates into the flames. Can he make it up safely? That flame break not quite enough to finish the job. Instead, they turn on to fly. They get off the stun. And they look for the follow-up here. KP holding on a Chronosphere. They're going to try and save that. They get the fly kill. And S4 will make it back to safety. Faith does end up surviving, but all the while, Ona just free farming this top lane, and God's Lincolns is coming very fast.
Oh yeah, it's been a really just easy free farm lane for him because of the supports up. Yeah, the Void's getting farmed, but at no point was the Void actually stopping more from getting CS himself. So Ona's in a great position, gets the tower gold as well. I mean, Jax has just been a god, making space all around the map. Even that kill there, they don't get on the Weaver. They were so close to getting it. He just hits these silences while he's rolling, always lands his boulder smash as well. It's like a thing of beauty watching him play Earth Spirit. He's just that good on this hero.
Great observer ward planted down here by OG. See a lot of the movement in Newbee, although now they are under cover of smoke. They're going to try to make a play on, but it's only Fly showing in the mid lane. Even if you kill that Venge, certainly not worth the use of Chrono. They're going to prep here with an X on an illusion. They then throw out a boat. They hit a lot for nothing. And No Tail just kind of giggles to himself. KP comes in, but it's ready to do a silence. Then they can look to lock this Void down. They need a save. They can't because S3C got Boulder Smash and Silence. Couldn't get off the defensive Astral to save his Void. So they end up blowing their entire load on an illusion. And then some great follow-up as Jarex again showing what an amazing Earth Spirit player he is in this game.
Yeah, luck was an invis there for the OD. It may have been a set casualty of what. Sentry comes a bit late, but it's an objective, a successful kill void, and they go off. It's really good discipline coming out from OG. They find the pick, get tower, that the exorcism will wear off. They just going to back off, probably spend some time thinking the next item or two along, wait for the more seconds, and then the fight around the next exorcism.
So I've been shocked by it's Anna, not Anna. He typed it out yesterday, so I was apparently butchering his pronunciation a little bit. Apologies for to Anna as well as to the fans of the new star from China. But here we go, Newbee gonna be moving in. They have the X to start, the torrent to follow, both coming through, and this time S4 will get called. Tried to blink right as the X came back, but it was timed perfectly. We'll end up getting clipped, and we'll go down.
Yeah, very hard to time that blink out from the X. You don't know when he's pulling you back in, and you have to almost preemptively use it a bit. Then we'll see a smoke. KP runs into Jerex here.
Yeah, he does have that hood, so he's very tanky, and also Chrono available, but can they bring him down? They're going to try a 3-hero Chrono setup. Boy, they would love that boat right now. A turret is all they get. It is on 2 out of 3, though. Jerex gonna drop quickly after Dotail falls, and then the hammer plunges down. Make it a 3 here and 4 around the map as Newbee showcased their team fight prowess.
Yeah, that's the first time there's been a slip up on the OG camp. Mostly like, in terms of coordination there. Neither Death Prophet nor the Earth Spirit used their silence on the Void there. It looked like both were expecting the other to use it. Knew there was no time walk up, and I think that's partly why Jerex wanted to hold his silence. He's like, why do I need a silence? He's not going to time walk, but he will chrono you. And both Death Prophet and Earth Spirit have these really good long duration silences, but you've got to use them, man.
They get the last off onto Kaka, but the Astral comes through to try and keep him away. He's been dragged very far back, well behind the tower. Stuns Dotail on the way out. While the chase continues, Jerex looking for those clean-up kills. They have launched the Lion. Do they lose more? Boulder Smash cooling down quite soon, and he might be able to catch Faith here. Faith with the X ready to go. The Smash comes out. The follow-up likely going to be there from S4, committing the first, I believe, Magnetize of the game, as Faith deploys that defensive Coco Rum and tries to make it the hell away. It looks like he will end up escaping successfully. The power of that 1-minute cooldown boat. What a spell.
Yeah. That's just Kunkka in a nutshell. This hero is so tanky. One of the big reasons he's very popular. Even without the Coco's Rum, he's sitting on like probably a couple hundred HP surviving there, so...
What a great sequence of events for Newbee. They do have this complete free farm Morphling gods, but they have clawed their way back into this game, taking that tower mid, very successful team fight bottom, and getting some farm time. Like, moving into mid, do you feel like they've done enough to address OG's free farm Morphling, or is he going to spiral out of control here?
It's going to come down to the team fights. Like, he's in a position to spiral out of control, but at the same time, Newbee have tools to deal with the Morphling. I can't any more Lincoln Sphere, but you've got OD, you've got the Void, so if you can come in a Chronosphere, have the OD whirling awareness detail, OD get up to that hurricane height, suddenly you're looking at Morphling answers, but more than anything comes down to execution. As farmed as he is, shouldn't take control of this game, but Newbee have to kind of outplay him if they want to deal with him.
As they make their move, and stepping up on Kaka, but unable for a swap off. Perhaps the best to try to make it go, as he was waiting in reserve. Bushi in the top lane. Take a link of his own will be the choice. He's grabbed the person. So he is the most farm team, and I guess the one worry for Newbee is that S3C, who ideally is your big hitter later on in the game, is not farming particularly well.
No, he's not doing great by any means. But
like, you compare him to the Morphling, he is well down.
Yeah, and we're talking about him being the kind of the pseudo Morphling counter, but he's going to struggle to fill that niche if he's not got much in the way of farm. KP's trying to transition to a core as well. After the hood, it looks like he's going to go back for a Midas now, so looking to catch up on farm with some of his counterparts. The Batrider well ahead of him. He's just not had a great time past the laning stage, which went well.
Oh, nice that X. Oh, Jerex is a sad panda right now. Just gets hammered on by the OD. Kaka with the follow-up stun, and even J-God is no match for one little button by the good old Kunkka. It was a good effort, but in the end he will fall, and wasn't really near a big item, so it doesn't particularly hurt OG, but a good goth. I do want to take a moment here, guys, just to talk about the warding game. Both teams with some pretty good deep wards, especially OG. I think one of the reasons why they were so confident that earlier fight where they got 3-hero Chrono was they had 2 observer wards, like, kind of tracking the movement towards this bottom lane in the jungle, but Newbee were smoked there, so perhaps those wards giving them a bit too much confidence.
Well, we'll see whether or not they can use that vision to get them some pickoffs here. They may look to can take some objectives again. No-Tail's ultimate is coming back up in 2 seconds time, so this is really generally going to be kind of the go call. Okay, we've got Exism, let's go fight. Let's go take an objective, take Roshan, or even just smoke up and try and engage into Newbee.
Yeah, if they do it from this side of the map, though, they are going to get scouted out as the KP might is now complete. So Newbee looking to transition a bit further into late game if they can. Looks like Aether Lenses will be en route now for Fly as well as for Faith on their respective support heroes. And at the same time, Kaka, he does grab the blink, so a pretty slow pace game, all things considered. Only 17 kills at 19 minutes, and most of those, it feels like, coming relatively early in the game. And things may just settle down into more of like a farm war. And I guess to the extent it does, my question would be, who do you give the edge to?
I mean, you turn to these slower paced farming games, I always look at the team on the dire side. They've got the Roche advantage, they've got heroes that take Roche well, they've got a beastly late game carry and Morphling, so I think big picture wise, OG have a strategic advantage going late game. But Newbee, if they can hit the big Chronospheres, pick people off with Lion, they'll have to take late game as well. It's just going to be a disadvantage.
Cock, now you see me, now you don't leave away, but then it's right back into OG in arms of barrage spells.
That's
is
okay.
there to greet him, and down he goes, but he tanks the gank.
Yeah, better him than Weaver was really nearby, didn't have a link, and didn't really have a good escape plan if he gets caught up there. I guess Bat doesn't have them yet, so they maybe would have struggled to get the kill because of their detection.
Bat and need G to jump down.
The 4-star probably. You wouldn't have the 4-star to just make sure he can escape some games if he's holding on to gem, but I think it's being the one to control the tempo of the game and control Roshan and better map vision. Having a gem is a key part of this game for their lineup.
OG plunged deep into enemy territory, searching for a pickoff here, but the one man not with them is, of course, Mr. Ana, who does have the replicate with the team, so he can rejoin them at a moment's notice. Did a bit of scouting with that, and oh my god, that's a 21-minute E-Blade. This is gonna hurt.
Now OG definitely want to fight. Or at least fight.
The hood's gonna pay off for this, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they've got Roche, so that's been done. But let's look towards taking objectives now, bringing in Morphling. He hits hard with all his agi. He bursts damage hard with the Ethereal Blade Adaptive Strike combo. He is going to become a big problem for Newbee.
Kaka creeping up on this bottom lane. Still an observer ward to see if anyone's behind the towers. The glyph is deployed. OG taking a while to actually make this push. And Newbee, well, comfortably collect a freebie of a tower. And Aegis is going to be wearing off momentarily. So if OG want to force something, gods, they're doing it without that extra insurance policy.
It turned into just a farming style Aegis, but for OG, they were just like, he's kind of going back to the late game question. They're probably feeling, yeah, we're confident in the late game. Let's not rush things just because we have an Aegis. If we can use this to hit item timing a bit faster and just can maintain map control, like that's fine for us.
Una going a bit CTY mode here. Started with the Dragon Lance. Looks like he was maybe going for the Desolator at one point, and then into the Perseverance, and now back to a Diffuse Blade.
Interesting.
Why do you think Diffusal this game?
Silences. You get those two big silences on the other team, and silences that Lincolns don't help against. Actually, those are the things that will be the death. Una is getting hit by a Death Prophet silence. It's a 6-second duration, level 4 DP silence. It's actually insane how good Bell is. It's probably the best silence in the game. An AoE 6-second silence. Earth Spirit also AoE silence doesn't get stopped by Lincoln, so you have to have some kind of answer to that. BKB is the kind of more expensive option, also an option that doesn't give you much damage. Diffusal, it's cheaper, gives you some damage, has a bit more utility. You can purge off silence from your teammates even if you really need to, so a bit more versatile having the Diffusal on Weaver.
Alright, so basically not really a CTY item pickup because you had a coherent rationale for why he would get
it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Perseverance, I guess, ends up being a bit of a Mid lane.
The last
catch
one
up
to Faith. They drag him way onto the high ground, but he already deployed the boat, so he's going to be an annoyingly long kill, which gives the rest of Newbee time to get in position. KP moving forward, looking for the chrono. It's only going to connect on No-Tail. Not the best one, but if he can kill him off in first, then he gets swapped down, but he's still like right on the boundary of the chrono even after the swap. S3C dropping the ultimate, but Hona just cleaning up in the backlines. Ana going ham now. 3 have fallen. A chaotic fight, and that is the kind that a Morphling as well as a Bat love to play around. We all extend to get off the finger there, and in the end it ends up being a 3-for-1 favorite.
Yeah. Oh. It looked good for like a fraction of a second when they hit the chrono, and it looked like they could burst up, but the swap pulled them away, and wheeling away and get this kill, and suddenly Morphling comes in and is like, no, I'm here, I'm the real carry, I'm the one who's gonna just destroy everyone. Morphling just rocked up and demolished Newbee that fight.
He is
No-Tail
way too far ahead.
Yeah, he's absolutely monstrous right now. Curious to see what he's going to go into next. I think there's a lot of merit getting like Blink Dagger, just because you can blink and shotgun people that little bit faster. Obviously, he's got more than enough money blink and then building his next item, but curious to see what he favors.
With how far ahead he is, I feel like it's almost to that point where Newbee are going to have to either catch him horribly out of position, which so far he really hasn't taken too many risks, or they're just going to have to take a super late game, but will OG let them get there? I don't really see them killing Ana this game, guys, to be totally frank. And now he's even going to go into a BKB, so... Oh, where's your OD damage now?
Yeah, this is the answer to the OD, which allows him just to go in, play super aggressive on SCCC. And OG, once they have their next exit, I'm likely to see them probably take all fights into Newbee. They're going to look for pickups regardless. KP...
this is a big grab if they can find him, and they should be able to. Multiple silences are available. Boulder Smash coming through, and done. A nice grab again. OG finding pickoffs. S4 and Jarek. They have been on point this game, guys. Not like the most explosive performance from S4, but every pickoff they found has transitioned into a tower or one team fight, or in this case, into a champ.
Yeah. They learned their lesson from last time there too. This time they stack their silences, but they make sure they use them. Last time it was like, no one wanted to use their silence because they didn't want to stack them, and they end up Void getting a sphere off them. They make sure they get the kill. I mean, that's the thing for Void, the Weaver. He needs an answer to the silences. He needs a defusal Manta style himself. He needs some way to get out. May just go for the Blink Dag first because he feels he needs that initiation factor, but silences are a huge issue for Newbee right now.
Okay, so now Morphling has BKB. I'm going to call that 1 life because they just do not have that much physical damage. He's got Aegis, that's 2 lives. You've got the swap out, basically likely to be a 3rd extra life in these team fights, even if he does get chronoed. How the hell are they going to deal with this fella?
You don't. You avoid him. You take fights elsewhere on the map. You split push. You use your smokes perhaps to find pickoffs, but if OG groups is 5, you cannot deal with them all. Perhaps you can fight into them by just jumping the Death Prophet and trying to burst her, but that's unreliable because there's a Venge sitting behind. Fly's going to be ready to swap out whoever gets initiated on every single time.
See Kaka just farming up, has not really been able to progress in terms of items at all, and the same for Faith. You know, sometimes we saw like Lanham, especially at TI, where he'd have like that attacker level farm and be able to take over the game, the armlet and multiple items, but all he's got is an Aetherland. These Newbee supports, they're very poor gods, and against the Morphling, who's basically at Godzilla status, that just feels a lot of kills.
Yeah.
You could try to avoid him, but it'd be tough when he's fucked.
Absolutely. It feels like this game for Newbee to turn things around, it's going to come from a massive OD. Like, you need BKB, X, Blink Dagger, and, well, he's working on one of his 3 items, and he's not even quite there, so it's a long, slow climb for him to catch up in this game, and you can't just expect to farm lanes. Morphling's just going to bind you and bully you.
That was pretty close, and would have been interesting to see if they had any capability of at least bursting the Aegis down, but Ana able to just calmly replicate himself away to safety, and now you see me, now you don't, all the way to the bottom lane, and straight into a push. To complement this, Jarek has picked up a blink and deploys that deep observer ward, though I believe he showed his pretty little head here for just a second as the paints come out. But a free tower for Ana, great sieging candidate to Morphling with this much farm, and with the Death Prophet still in line, do they consider high ground breach, gods? It seems OG, they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, this is kind of the timing where you've got Aegis, Death Prophet ultimate, and you force Newbee to come and hit you. You've got Venge just sitting behind, ready to swap out No-Tail if he gets jumped. Honor's not even likely to get chronoed here, just at least not by himself. He can't kill off them all.
Well,
he can even morph strength if he gets caught in the chrono.
There's the ODB KP, but they're just playing this very safely as they X Kaka to allow for a free initiation, but S3C almost forced to BKB. It's got a Hurricane Pike himself back towards safety, and that was just a casual shotgun. Didn't even fully commit with the waveform or auto attacks there. Straight back on Rax, the slow and committed move, but now the chrono patching out. Both cores are going to try to focus on the Morphling. No, they try to kill off Fly as well. Anna fights it all. Jared able to roll away. No-Tail after being swapped out, walks back in. They struck forward, trying to finish off S3C. Anna though out of mana, he's in quite deep. Has overextended here. They can hex him, control him. He's still got a replicate. He's got no Anna to jump to it, and U9 tries to zone out the backline as they work on No-Tail. They will be able to bring him down. OG, this is looking a little dicey, gods. Aegis will get cracked up in. S4 surrounded, getting pounded by 3, likely to drop. They're going to lose the bat as well. The Morphling on the way out. Shotgun coming through, but the time to counter it. And in the end, he is going to have to just beat the hell away with the replicate out. Kaka trying to run down Jarex. Can't quite do it, but they crack the Aegis. They get 3 kills, 4 including the Aegis, and, well, they lose 1 rack so far.
That's like the last second of that replicate that he got out of there, but I mean, as far as Newbee concerned, that Rax was impossible to defend. The fact they get those kills and at least get something out of the hold is better than just letting that Rax fall and not taking the fight. And it's an alright approach that they figured just chrono the 2 liners, yeah, Death Prophet's going to get swapped up, and then kill the Venge. Just take whatever kills you can get at the start of the fight. OD hits a really nice ultimate on a lot of heroes, but Morphling is still just in that state where he's a bit too fun to really kill at this point.
He's more like a godling right now.
Yeah. The one was there, the OD also put away a lot of Morphling's mana pool. Like, when he dived deep trying to finish off the OD, he had mana to actually get the kill. And I imagine the main reason because of that Sanity's Eclipse taking away 40% of his mana.
They found him again, but Fly is ready. There's the veteran swap to try and keep alive. Still the best KP, looking to hold him in position. Now the Lasso trying to bring S3C up to the front. Don't even do so, he's bit on. So they managed to get kill on that, trading their own line for Jared beaten a bit by KP, but if Warp is forced 25, actually for a long time, the quote is now getting in it. KP trying to back away, will end up falling. They pretty much 2 cores of G, looking for more U9 skating away to north. He doesn't have a TP, but they have ways to cancel. So they're going to have this wave of terror, and they got him. Make it 4 heroes down. A triple kill for Ana, and you just got to take your hat to Fly, because this man has been in the right place at the right time pretty much all game.
It's almost like a red herring that Newbee are like, okay, they have no Death Prophet ultimate, let's go deep in their side of the map and try and fight. But Newbee themselves didn't have chrono, and I'd say more importantly, didn't have Sanity's Eclipse. That was the majority of their damage and their team fight in that last bottom fight. So for them, having their ultimates is probably, if not more important than OG having the Exorcism at this point. So trying to take a deep aggressive fight like that just because Death Prophet has no ultimate doesn't work unless you have Sanity's Eclipse. So bit too aggressive from Newbee, but that's the kind of aggressive plays you just end up deciding to make when you're this far behind, so you can't really totally blame them.
Well, gods, we called this a good Morphling game, even a very good one, but I think exceeded even that expectation. He's been 0-1, hasn't yet to die. Free farming game, the chrono comes out, but it doesn't actually hit Ana, who just humbly goes to work, forcing the OG all the way back, focusing on objectives here. OG have grabbed second, melee Rax, Kaka controlled, being done for the moment, silence for Aegis, and will end up falling in the OG, looking to back away, and they find an additional treat on the back lines as the OG back, the boy killed off, the Lioness buyback, and he will die back. Kaka straight into the meat grinder. Somebody stop this man indeed. Ana now, I'll just take the tier 4s, don't mind me. Actually, range Rax is the call, but it's looking pretty hard for Newbee to crawl back into this one at this point.
Scary how amazing these like super high MMR pub stars look when like putting it like Fly. Like Fly's captain leadership, his ability to play these selfless hordes like the Shadow Demon, the Venge, the Oracles, enable his carries. Previously Miracle, now Ana. It's just insane. Like Ana's looking at the stuff is out there, and yeah, he's got the individual talent to begin with. It's someone like Fly who just makes him look that much scary and enables him to play at a whole nother level.
The other thing, I mean, it is very early for, you know, as far as like the tape on it goes, but he is focusing on objectives. The only like slight blunder, I guess you could say, was that overextension bottom. He didn't die, but it did end up maybe costing a few of his teammates their lives. but he's been very objective focused. So that's something like that always impressed me about Miracle was, you know, he never got distracted going for kills, and you have to give a lot of credit to the veteran leadership on this team. And hey, maybe not even just Fly. You've got S4, No-Tail, even Jack starting to achieve that veteran status at this point.
Yeah.
These are some really calm voices in the locker room to keep your head on straight.
You won this game and someone told you this is Miracle using a different account he's playing. You told me this is just Miracle playing right now. This is like no different to the level of play that we saw out of Miracle and OG. This has been very dominant from OG, great to play. And I think the other that's remained the same with this new OG roster is they're very good and disciplined when pushing high ground. The way they siege bottom high ground, they let there's no need for Newbee to engage and defend the racks. Yeah, Newbee managed to finally find a way to take up the fight, but they've already lost the racks. They couldn't defend against the Exorcism. OG perhaps the best like high ground sieging team in the game. Like they're just that good and disciplined when it comes to pushing high ground. They also draft around it. They always have like a Death Prophet or a Jug. This game a Morphling as well. These heroes that can actually put and siege high ground effectively.
Oh, Jerax, so confident about positioning here. We never really mentioned it, did show it briefly, but S4 grabbed a gem and they've been able to maintain some good vision, even planted that Observer Ward down on the high ground. So they've seen all 5 of Newbee make this maneuver. They even saw the smoke go off, and they're going to set a trap. It looks like S4 prepping to break this, has a BKB at the ready. This looks real ugly for Newbee, but they do at least see one hero with the scan. It's near the Roshan pit. Roche could have respawned by now, and then Kaka has the misfortune to try to start the fight. He blinks in, he gets shredded. KP dropping the Crown already. The ultimate has gone up, and they're going to get to work here. No-Tail quickly swapped out by once again, holding the serve for his team, and OD slaughtered Newbee where they stand. The vision game, perhaps the 6th man here for OD as they cruise to a 1 advantage in this best of 3.
Yeah, and Doc back. Will they have the answers to Morphling as fast as he will when he gets out of control? It takes some perfect, amazing team